When your son comes up and says, hey, Dad, I'm going to get married, you know, it's a big deal, but it's not a big deal. You know, you say, hey, that's very cool. You know, I hope it works out for you and her. And you shake your hands, and you know the wedding's coming and you're going to go. And that's pretty much it, right? So when your daughter comes up to you, it's way different because you need to launch an investigation immediately.
It is October 22nd, 2016.
We are at the South Shore Cultural Center on the south side of Chicago.
California girl, getting married in the big Midwest city.
From the south side of Chicago, grew up down here. My parents have lived here since 1979, have been threatening to leave every year since.
I'm very excited that today is finally here.
Marissa and Greg are getting married. And I met Greg through the Chicago Burning Man community, which is as weird as you may think.
Marissa is quirky, bubbly, loud in a very happy way, energetic, outgoing, charismatic.
Lots of fun. And you can always hear when she's in a room because of her laugh.
She was friendly and approachable, and she just seemed to have like a really genuine nature about her.
It's like one of the best people I know.
Frickin' Greg. I love Greg so much. The first time I met Greg, I knew right away that this was Marissa's man.
Greg is good.
Well, I love Greg. You did it.
Greg is
great.
I did. No,
I
that
love
was
Greg.
a ooh. That was like a
good.
ooh.
Okay. Because I went like, oh, Greg.
Greg is probably the most laid-back, chill individual.
Very funny, very generous.
Fun, charismatic, a good rapper, which surprised everyone.
He is the most selfless, most kind, most decent human being I've ever met.
The first time I met Greg, he was late. But the second time I met Greg, he was also late. And those of you who know me can attest that I have no patience. And so I want you to know how special and unique my friendship is with Greg, that every time, since the first time I met him, he's been late. And yet still, I have waited.
It was November 29th, 2012, and my friend Annie asked me to go to this variety show. This guy comes in, and he was the host of this variety show.
So I was the MC on the stage introducing the other acts.
Guy comes back up and goes, excuse me, Melissa, do you have a pen? And I pulled out a pen and said, it's Marissa.
So I would sit there in between acts. I would get up, I would introduce an act, then I would come down and sit with her, and we would joke the whole night.
He asked me out 3 times, and I said no.
Another hour later, I'd say, but really, you have to let me take you out.
Greg asked if he could take her out for a drink, and very wisely, like most women, Marissa had an immediate shutdown. She was abstaining from alcohol for Lent. Well, Greg rebutted, well, how about I take you out for a glass of water? And I said, you didn't really say that, did you?
And then I Facebook stalked him the next morning.
In her Facebook message, she went on to write that it seemed like I was somebody she needed to know. Even though now we were meeting at a bar after all this, I actually brought ice waters with me to the bar and set them right on the table and said, this is our ice water date.
And that was it. The rest is history.
I never told you this, but that bottle of water you brought me on our first date, well, I saved it. Holy shit.
These two have found love and have chosen on this day to pronounce it to all of you, their family and friends. We're here to hope with you, to support you, to be proud of you. For every one of us from all walks of life, no matter who we are, where we come from, and what we believe, we know this one thing. Love is what we're doing right. And in this moment, we're reminded that the ability to love is the very best part of our humanity.
Greg, these are my promises to you as we embark on our new adventure. I promise to always be on your team. I promise to stand by you when life gets hard. But my first promise was to always be on your team. So that means we get to take on all the curveballs life will throw at us together. And the most important and easiest thing I will promise you is that I will love you every second, every minute of every day for the rest of my life. Good luck.
I'm gonna need about a half an hour. Marissa, I take you as you are, loving who you are now and who you are yet to become. I promise to listen to you and learn from you, to support you and accept your support. I will love you and have faith in your love through all of our years and through anything that life may bring us. I promise to love and cherish you forever and forever again.
By the powers vested in me by the state of Illinois and the Church of Latter-day Dude, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may now kiss the bride.
For the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Greg and Marissa Polhagen.
We just wanted to thank everybody for coming tonight. I know a lot of people traveled from all over the place. And it means so much to me and Greg that you came here just for us to celebrate our love in this really big day.
Before Greg met Marissa, if you had asked me the chances of him getting married, I'd have said they were about as good as the Cubs making it back to the World Series. But as you all see, miracles and dreams do come true.
Well, I said, tell me about him. And she goes, well, something interesting he does is he raps. I said, raps? You know, like packages? Is he a UPS guy? What is he? No, he raps music.
Tonight is a variety show.
It's going to be my dad and his siblings. And then we're switching Greg's dad and his band, Heavy Manners.
Another point in the evening, I'm going to get together with the fathers and I'm going to join the bands and then rap with them.
I will not be rapping. I lost my voice.
Not everyone knows that's happening, so that's the surprise of the day.
We're forming a new band called The Dads. So we're going to do a song for Marissa and Greg. You can talk through it if you want. I mean, it's like a pub now, okay? So it's time to meet Gregory, and we picked a neutral site, Canada. And man, he just swept us away.
One word frees us of the weight and the pain of life, and that word is love. May we all be so lucky to find a love as true as yours.
I just can't think of a moment when I have not felt proud to be Greg's father. Just can't say enough good things about Marissa. We've always wanted a daughter.
So everybody raise your glasses and join me in toasting my baby sister and the man of her dreams, Marissa and Greg.
Please join me and raise a glass to Mr. and Mrs. Freakeasy, to Greg and Marissa Kohlhagen. I love you guys.
A toast to Greg and Marissa. You are the love of our life.
I love that says a marriage is not made in ritual or in words, but in the living of it. Today we saw the ritual and we heard the words, but I think I speak for everyone when I say I'm most excited to see where the living of it takes you.
As you get to know someone over a period of time like that, you stop looking at them like friends and start looking at them like family.
When you have grown up with someone your whole life and you picture who you want them to end up with, it's someone who compliments them, who gets them, who makes them laugh. Turns out it was Greg. I've never heard a bad thing about you come out of her mouth. She's happy, she's excited, she's so in love, and I saw it instantly when she talked about you. She talks about you with this light and this life that makes me so happy as her best friend.
Ever since Greg met Marissa, it was not a question of if, but a question of when he would pop the question. And here we are, years later, celebrating the union of these two wonderful people. It is no surprise to me why they're together. They are a perfect fit.
This guy is a winner. Any parent with a daughter would want him as a son-in-law.
I had nothing to protect her from, no advice to give her. She found the one who was perfect for her. And isn't that what every mom sister wants for their baby sister?
You measure yourself by the people who measure themselves by you. Our friendships and our relationships do really help define who we are. And by this standard, Greg, I want you to know that if Marissa is that measure, you're doing something very right.
One thing that I'm 100% sure of is that I can't wait to marry Marissa.
I'm excited for living every day together, the adventures we go on, the trips, and making memories and starting a family. And I could not have dreamed of a better partner to spend my days with. I couldn't have dreamed Greg up if I tried. I didn't even know someone like him existed. And lucky for me, he does. And he's mine.